I have to admit that I mostly don't care about the Doctor Who season finales. The last time, I think the only time that I was invested in a season arc, it was back in season 5, and the last time I was very interested in the penultimate episode of the series was Hellbent. But Hellbent was one of those awesome episodes in a season that I was mostly bored with. Yes, I have been disenfranchised with Doctor Who for quite some time, and yet this season got me back interested, and I was invested into a season arc. And watching the penultimate episode of this season, I enjoyed it a lot up until the ending came, and I thought that the way they worked the script on this one was masterful. There were a lot of hints throughout the season, and as we got into the penultimate episode and the mystery of this woman, it is definitely getting interesting because we're getting some leads that may be actual leads or false herrings. And we get some complications with Ruby Sunday's mother and who she is on that fateful night, and how they try to track her using time technology. Some great effects, and I was reading that actually this time window, it was not done with CGI, it was practical effects used with projectors, which makes it awesome. And there were questions coming in and some hints that were thrown throughout the episodes, small mentions here and there come into play, which means that they had a plan all along, and it feels like that. In the Russell T Davies era, it was mostly one word being used all over and over again, like Bad Wolf or Tortured. And then we had season 3 and this penultimate episode, as well as where it is going, it kind of reminds me of season 3 with the Master. And I guess that in the next episode Ruby will throw Martha Jones. Martha was not working that well in season 3, but it was kind of interesting seeing, the big bad all over and getting, getting ready for his coming, and the way he's revealed with bait and switch in not the penultimate episode, it was a 3-parter as far as I remember. So this episode reminded me of this one of season 3, but at the same time it felt like it was much more integrated into the storyline, with many questions coming in with the Moffat closed box mysteries, and there are 2 of them, Ruby and the woman. And we get some theories about who says it was like when the theory that, maybe she's Susan, your granddaughter, who was mentioned in Devil's Court. I was like, I was blown away. It was coming together and I was invested there. The way that Harbinger comes in, if you remember in 73 Yards, when the villagers in Wales mock Ruby and her superstitions, they tell her the story of the Harbinger who comes to before Mad Jack, and here we have the Harbinger coming in for the big baddie. Then the big baddie comes in, and I was underwhelmed. You know what, when it comes to Egyptian mythology and family-friendly British sci-fi shows, nothing can beat Christopher Lee as Sam Reese in The Tomorrow People, the 90s show. I remember I watched this show as a kid, and years after that I remember that there was this old Sam Reese guy who was having a master plan of sort with Egyptian stuff, and I was looking for the show. That's how I ended up discovering The Tomorrow People. That was basically the Doctor Who clone from the 70s. I don't know, I haven't watched any Tomorrow People. I only found and rewatched those, the 90s reboot of it. Or surprise, Sam Reese was Christopher fucking Lee. So that explains a lot why I loved that serial so much. This second guy, I don't know if he is a Doctor Who baddie. Actually, let me check it out. Yeah, basically he is from an audio story of the 5th Doctor. Alright, I wasn't aware of this villain, and when he comes I was like, what? And you know what, I think that the whole the Doctor fighting gods and goblins is not working that well for me. I did not enjoy the fairy tale elements of space babies, or space babies at all. It was very silly for me, and I think that Maestro was not that fine for me. It felt not Doctor Who. That's why I didn't enjoy the Devil's Code. I didn't enjoy the Devil's Code or the Goblin episode, the Christmas special. 73 Yards was kind of better because Wibbly Wobbly and only Ruby being there, so it's not the Doctor fighting monsters. But when we get to Bang or Dot and Bubble or even Rogue, where there are sci-fi elements, it works much better. It feels like it's Doctor Who. I think that it was a subconscious thing nagging me about those episodes that are very supernatural in nature, and I did not enjoy that. But yes, The Legend of Ruby Sunday, it was a fine episode, I believe, but it was a good build-up, and then when the reveal comes, I felt very underwhelmed. And reading the synopsis for, the final episode, Empire of Death, I'm not that excited either. It feels like it's Season 3 The Master again, only with a god instead of a Time Lord, which feels icky to me. I don't know, I mean, he was an old against the Doctor I wasn't aware about. I mean, I haven't watched any Fifth Doctor episodes, let alone audio stories. Yeah, I was not super excited with how it ended, and I think that, okay, it baited the switch a lot. There were a lot of red herrings all over, but the important parts, like who is Ruby, was never explained. Maybe the next episode, and the whole Susan may be on Earth and this woman that appears over and over again. It was a red herring, and it was the most exciting part for me. So yeah, I think that the season is very good at this point. I was underwhelmed, but I was always underwhelmed by Russell T Davies finales. The last season finale I liked were the Moffat era finales, like season 5, or the one with the Cybermen and Missy. That was season 7, I believe. Or season 8. No, it was season 8. They were good episodes, but yeah, the Russell Davies finale were very over the top and not quite built up. I think he did fix some of the things that I don't like having a much more cohesive and laden with hints season, very strong episodes. Especially after the first two, we get some very strong episodes. I feel like the first 2 episodes were more like bait and switch, because it's mythical things happening to life and everything is a fairy tale, and then we get some science-based episodes which were better. But the main thing is that I was underwhelmed at the ending, and I hope the season finale is good and I enjoy it. But then again, I don't care. The season was good. I'm back into the Doctor Who hype train, and that's what's important for me. So leave a comment with your opinions about the season penultimate episode, or about the season overall, and I'll see you soon. Thank you very much for watching.